otherwise. How could he simply look upon the creative energy without being touched? It is understood also that the same Purusha lies in the heart of every living entity. This also requires proper explanation. So Sukadev Goswami, Mukam karati vacharam bhangam lankate kirim yakipantam hamvande sikurum tanatanam. Om Gyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shakaya Chakshamitam Yana Tatsamai Shri Pranave. So which one? Need to put up 2, 4, okay, 12. 2, 4, 12. Yeah. Because I'm just going to say a few words about this, that it's very difficult to understand the creation. And so that's why now all these questions are being asked to Sukadev. But how is he able to answer? Yeah, this is 12. You can even put up 11, actually. Yeah, put up 11. Yeah, and because I will read 11 first. So then, how does he understand? Because he prayed for empowerment before he spoke. And so therefore, we're going to talk about the empowerment praise of Sukadev Goswami. Today, we're going to cover verse 11 to 17. And Monday, we will do more verses, we'll finish his prayers, which go to verse 24 in chapter 4 of Canto 2. So how to become empowered, or how to be an instrument? In this particular purport, Prabhupada talks about it. So the verse 11 says, when Sukadev Goswami was thus requested by the king to describe creative energy of the personality of Godhead, he then systematically remembered the master of the senses, Shri Krishna, and to reply properly, he spoke thus. So in the purport, Prabhupada says, devotees of the Lord, while delivering speeches and describing the transcendental attributes of the Lord, do not think they can do anything independently. So we have this purport. Prabhupada tells different ways. If you're an instrument, it's not that you don't have intelligence and you don't think. You have intelligence and you think and you feel, even though you're an instrument. Sometimes we think an instrument, is just an instrument and doesn't have any power. We may not have power. We're getting our source, but we're connected to the source and we get power. So first, how does an instrument think? Prabhupada said they do not think they can do anything independently. So without connecting to Krishna, we can't do. So then Prabhupada says they think they can speak only what they're induced to speak by the Supreme Lord, Master of the senses. So then Prabhupada goes on in the purport, the senses of the individual being are not his own. Did you know that? They're not your senses. They're Krishna's senses. They belong to Krishna. They're not his. They're his, yeah, basically. We belong to him. And they can be properly used when they're employed for the service of the Lord. Senses are instruments, and the elements are ingredients, all endowed by the Lord. So then next important thing, therefore, whatever an individual can do, speak, see, etc., is under direction of the Lord only. So he's directing us. So yes, this is how an instrument thinks, how he feels. It's not just a dull stone. Now we have to make ourselves open to receive the energy coming from Krishna, from Srila Prabhupada. So then later on the purport, Prabhupada explains, one should always seek the permission of the Lord to act or eat or speak. So that means before you do anything, you should ask permission. Now, when we eat, we say the prayers. We're asking permission to eat. But before you speak, before you do anything, and that's what Prabhupada, when he first came to America, he did write the poem that he said to Krishna, if you like, you can make my power of speaking suitable for their understanding. Because when he looked at the people, he thought, hopeless, this is hopeless. They'll never, how will they understand? So, but then Krishna you can do this. And Prabhupada expressed his feeling as an instrument that you make me dance. I'm a puppet in your hands. Make me dance. It's good to be a puppet in Krishna's hands because otherwise you're a puppet in somebody else's hands. And it may not be so much fun as to be a puppet in Krishna's hands. Yes, and you may get exploited also. So Prabhupada would often say, okay, I'm going to go here tomorrow, Krishna willing, Krishna willing. And sometimes he would just change his plans in a moment. You know, he would go somewhere else or go, you know, whatever. So Krishna could change. But when he was sick in 1974, he gave us a prayer to say for him to get better. My dear Lord Krishna, if you so desire, please cure Srila Prabhupada. He didn't tell us to ask Prabhupada, cure Srila Prabhupada. No, if you so desire, cure Srila Prabhupada. So yes, how much do we actually think about Krishna during our day? Well, I have a godbrother who has left us now. He's gone back to Godhead, but he used to write a lot on the internet, beautiful, beautiful articles for Krishna.com also. His name was Karnamrita, and he was saying that his practice was, I pause before any activity and offer it to Krishna. It only takes a second, yet it makes a huge difference in my life. Whether getting up from or going to bed, taking a shower, waking the deities, beginning to chant my rounds, going to work, or going shopping, I offer the activity or the day to my gurus and Krishna. So you can try that one day. Offer everything to Krishna, whatever you're doing. Try that and see what happens. It might be a whole different experience when you go shopping, especially. So, yeah, Vishnu, my godbrother also, who is not with us, Vishnu Jan Maharaj, he used to ask, before he would do anything, he would think, what is Prabhupada's instruction about this? Just like sleeping. Okay, Prabhupada said sleep out 6 hours, so he slept 6 hours. And before eating, Prabhupada said, fill your stomach half full with food, a quarter full with liquid, and a quarter full with air. And so he would eat like that. So yeah, he was very strict. But we don't have to be so strict. Of course, if you want to be healthy, then you can follow that. You know, it might help if you have stomach problems. But yes. So now we will go to verse 12. And we will actually sing this verse. You have verse 12 up there. You can repeat after me. Nama parasmai purushaya bhuyase. Nama parasmai purushaya bhuyase. Sad udbhavastana nirodhalilaya.
Sabudvastana nirodhalilayam.
Grihita shakti tritaya dehinam.
Virita shakti titaya yadehinam.
Antarpavayanu palakshavartmane.
Atavayanu
Sukadev Goswami said, let me offer my respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who for the creation of the material world accepts the three modes of nature. He is the complete whole, residing within the body of everyone, and his ways are inconceivable. So, okay, now he's praying to Krishna. He wants to represent Krishna. So the first thing we must acknowledge is that Krishna is big and we are small. Krishna is great. He can help us. We all need help. We all need help. By Shishika Prabhu, when he goes on book distribution, he asks the person he meets to distribute the book, do you need help? And everyone says, yes. And he says, okay, well, if you chant this Hare Krishna, you will get immense help. So that's how he gets people to chant Hare Krishna. Everybody says they need help. Everybody knows that. So, yes, we are instruments. What am I compared to Krishna? He is the greatest. He can help me. So verse 13, we'll just go on. We won't sing it. Verse 13, I offer my obeisance unto the form of complete existence and transcendence, who is liberator of the pious devotees from all distresses and destroyer of the further advances in atheistic temperament of the non-devotee demons. For the transcendentalists who are situated in the topmost spiritual perfection, he grants their specific destinations. Okay. So now again, the instrument is thinking, the Lord is my protector, and he's going to take me back to Godhead where I want to go. He's great. He can protect me. He's the only one. So in the purport, it says, the most confidential knowledge is that Krishna reciprocates with our devotion. We have a relationship with Krishna, and if we try to enter into that relationship, he will reciprocate with us. So how does he reciprocate? Prabhupada says in the purport, the devotees who are aware of his transcendental form render him service. Therefore, the Lord also reciprocates by his causeless mercy, thus delivers his devotees from all distresses. So that's somewhere in the purport. So we want to be an instrument of Krishna with that receptive, open attitude. We can get Krishna's mercy. Krishna told Arjuna, you just be an instrument. I already killed them all, and you be an instrument in the fight. Sometimes my son likes to argue with me about the philosophy. And his idea is that all you do is pray. You don't do any, so just by prayer, everything's going to work and you don't have to do anything. And I said, no, that wasn't what Krishna told Arjuna. He told Arjuna, you don't sit on the chariot, I'm doing everything. No, you got to fight. And then Krishna will help you with prayer. We were in this old boat that my son bought, and unless I would chant Nishinga prayers, the boat wouldn't start. So I said, yeah, in this case, prayer will work only because, but otherwise, yes, we do. Prabhupada, one devotee wrote a letter to Prabhupada, so should we pray to Krishna for a van for Sankirtan? Prabhupada said, yes, but the prayer, along with your prayer, should go the endeavor. It's not like we just sit down. Instrument doesn't just sit down and meditate. We do have to endeavor as well. And Arjuna realized that after Krishna left, he was powerless. His bow wasn't working. He couldn't defeat some cowherd men. And he says, without you, I'm the same Arjuna. I have the same chariot, same bow, but without you, everything has become null and void. So if we try to do something without the help of Krishna, then it probably won't work. It won't work so nicely. So we do pray. We need his protection. He's great. And yeah, so there we go. Now, verse 14, you can go on. Let me offer my respectful obeisance unto him who is associate with the members of the Yadu dynasty, who is always a problem for the non-devotees. He is the supreme enjoyer of both material and spiritual worlds, yet he enjoys his own abode in the spiritual sky. There is no one equal to him because his transcendental opulence is immeasurable. So now the purport Prabhupada talks about three kinds of people who have a relationship with the Lord. I mean, devotees, they're attracted to the personal form. So he's very close. He's our associate. But the impersonals, they don't really have a relationship. They want to merge. So it's a kind of relationship, but not exactly. They want to merge in his Brahman. And so he allows them to do that. And then the materialistic people want to exploit his covered Brahman. They want to have his opulence of this world. So they all have these desires, and for them, he's a problem. Prabhupada said he's always a problem for non-devotees, always a problem. And so, and he says in the purport near the end of paragraph 1, the Lord in his residential abode will always remain a myth of a mysterious problem. But for the devotees of the Lord, he will always be available as an associate. So what is this mystery about Krishna's abode that the materialistic people don't understand? That is explained in later on in this canto, 9th chapter. The mystery is love of God. They don't understand that everything is based on love. In this world, everything is based on lust. If they don't give you a salary, you won't work. You're not going to go out there and work for somebody for no reason, for nothing. So it's not based on love. It's based on, you need to maintain yourself. But in the spiritual world, everything is based on love. And that's why we all left our everything and joined Prabhupada to work hard 20 hours a day for no, it seems like no material benefit. Although we did get a place to sleep on the floor in India, and we got austere food. But yeah, and why? Because of love. We loved Prabhupada. We wanted to please him. And so the mystery. Now, if a person has love of Godhead, how will he see the world? The vision is actually the mystery, the vision of the pure devotee. He sees the world. First of all, he sees the Lord in every atom and every movable or immovable object. So when he looks, he sees. And then secondly, he sees the Lord in the spiritual world too. So now, and this vision is the mystery of spiritual knowledge, this vision. And we can also have that vision because we have a TV in our heart. The TV is for the spiritual world. It's for what's going on in Goloka. We can tune in what's going on in Ayodhya, Ramlila. We can tune in Dwarka, all these places. But the problem is our TV is broken right now. So who can fix it? Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, these three. Guru, Sadhu means devotees, and Shastra means the scriptures. And they can, if we take shelter of them, we can fix our TV in the heart and tune in to Goloka Vrindavan channel on the TV in our heart. And that's the mystery of Krishna consciousness, the mystery of love of Godhead, is being able to tune in to that channel. So now the next two verses, 15 and 16, we are going to chant. So you can go to 15. They are very special verses because they are connected to two most important verses of Bhagavad Gita. And that is 1865, Manmana Bhavamabhakto, always think of me, become my devotee. That is connected to verse 15. And Sarvadharma Paritaja, give up all varieties of religion, surrender to me, and I will protect you. That is connected to verse 16. Because Gita is like a seed, and Bhagavatam is the seed is growing into a plant and unfolding. So this is an example right here where you can see how it is unfolding the seed of Bhagavad Gita. And not only unfolding, but upgrading. And yes, devotees can do that. Devotee says something, it must come true. The Sukadev is speaking. So let us do verse 15. Yat kirtanam yat smaranam yadikshanam.
Kirtanam Smaranam Yadikshanam
Yad vandanam yad shavanam yadarpanam.
Yadvandanam Yashanam
Lokasya sadya vitratikam. Lokasya sadya vitratikam. Tasmai Sivajar Shavase Namo Namaha. Okay, and I want you to listen carefully to this translation because Sukadev adds something to the 9 processes of devotional service. We know Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, hearing, chanting, remembering. But in this verse, there is an extra word here added to those 9 processes. So see if you can catch it. It's also in the Sanskrit. Let me offer my respectful obeisance unto all auspicious Lord Shri Krishna, about whom glorification, remembrance, audience, prayers, hearing, and worship can at once cleanse the effects of all sins of the performer. Did anybody catch the extra word? Yeah? Audience, yes, yes. Yeah, audience, that's a new one. Ikshanam, seeing. Iksha means to see, having audience. Or darshan, darshan. Of course, kirtana, we know, is important. By kirtana, we can think. It helps us to think of Krishna. Then smaranam, you can glorify, you meditate. And ikshanam means you see the deity. We can't see him right now. But soon we will be able to see. And we did see. Ikshanam. Srila Prabhupada, all you have to do is go and sit in front of the deity and think, how nicely is Krishna dressed? And Jagannath. Now, there's another kind of seeing, and that is to see the book, Prabhupada's books. He said there's 2 kinds of ikshanam, and if they open the book, they'll see more. Yeah, very interesting. One, in the early days, it was difficult to distribute books, and sometimes people would even rip up the books from the devotee and throw it in the garbage. So devotee asked Prabhupada, what happens if the person takes our book and rips it up and throws it in the garbage? So Prabhupada asked, did they touch the book? And they said, yes. He said, oh, they will get some benefit. So, books are very powerful. And so I'll give you a story about that. One person got a book in Eastern Europe and he took it home, and his roommate read the book. The roommate was a drunkard. The drunkard read 1 line. For the soul, there is neither birth nor death. And he said, rubbish, and he threw the book. And then day came when he drank too much. The Yamadutas, the messengers of death, came to take him to Yamaraj. And he was face to face with Yamaraj, Lord of Death. And Yamaraj said, you are very sinful. You must suffer. What are you going to do now? So the man said, for the soul, there is neither birth nor death. He said, okay, go back. And so he went back, he read the Gita cover to cover, found the address, joined the temple, became a brahmachari. Yeah, and so it does work. It does work. If you touch the book, if you keep it in your house, it's very powerful. And sometimes people buy the books, they don't read, but a kid will read, he'll become a devotee. But this has happened many times. So kirtanam, smaranam, ikshanam. If you can't chant, if you can't remember, just probably go down, sit, and see the deities. And if you're more intelligent, vandanam, you can offer prayers. And if you're expert, you can be a pujari. You can worship the deities if you're trained. So then, if you do this, then very quickly you will become freed from all sins. And when does it say? When are the sins going to go? Immediately, Prabhupada said. Immediately, no waiting. Sadhyog. Immediately, the sins will be taken away. Devotees are not under karma, but they are under Krishna's hand. So whatever happens is not your karma. Although it may look like it, according to your chart, but it's different because it's reduced. I was talking about that yesterday. Karma, how karma is reduced. So now we'll go to verse 16. We will chant this verse. Vichakshanaya charanopasadana. Shanaya charanopasadana. Sangam yutasya payatam taratmana. Sangam yutasya payatam taratmana. Vedantihi Brahma Gatim Kata Tamas. Vedantihi Brahma Gatim Kata Tamas. Tasmai Subhadra Shavase Namo Namaha.
Tasmai Subhadra Shavase Namo Namaha.
Let me offer my respectful obeisance again and again unto the all-auspicious Lord Shri Krishna, the highly intellectual, simply by surrendering unto his lotus feet, are relieved of all attachments to present and future existences, and without difficulty progress toward spiritual existence. Shai. Now we can do Ikshanam. We can see the deities. And that's enough, Prabhupada said. If you just see the deities, you can go back to God. Oh, Sukadev says. Sukadev says. Okay, now, I don't know if anybody caught it. I forgot to tell you to watch out. That there is an upgrade in this verse from Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita says, Krishna says, surrender to me, I'll protect you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Now, this verse is a bit of an upgrade. I don't know if you can catch it. See if you can find it there in the verse. Yeah. It's up there in case you can't see it. Should I read it again? Yes, you got it. Present and future. So in Gita, it's past sins that you are freed from. Now, Sukadev is saying also present and future things, but don't take advantage of it. Oh, yes, if you do kirtanam, smaranam, and all these things, ikshanam, then you can become free. So now there's a very beautiful translation of verses 64 to 66 of 18th chapter Bhagavad Gita. You can look at the purport. You find the translation. There's a translation there. I think it's in the first paragraph, paragraph 1. My dear Arjuna, it starts. This is 2:4:16. It should be there.
It's in the purport.
That's what I'm saying. It's in the purport. It's in the purport of this verse 16. Prabhupada gives a beautiful translation of the verses. Okay, where are you? Oh, no, not Gita. we want
Go down.
Did you find it
Yeah,
in the purport?
That's
Yeah, that looks like it. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, don't go to Gita. We already know Gita, right? So now, my dear Arjuna, you are very dear to me, and therefore, only for your good, I will disclose the most secret part of my instructions. It is simply this. So that's verse 64 and 65 a little bit. Become a pure devotee of mine and now this is verse 66. Give yourself unto me only, and I promise you full spiritual existence. So that's 65. It's like together. By which you may gain the eternal right of transcendental loving service unto me. Just give up all the other ways of religiosity and exclusively surrender unto me and believe I will protect you from your sinful acts and I shall deliver you. Do not worry anymore. So, like in Gita, surrender. Here he says, give yourself to me. So it's more like a lover and beloved here that Prabhupada is showing us this verse. Give yourself to me. Yes. And so that's our relationship with Krishna. He's our friend. We give ourselves to our friend. We give ourselves to our beloved. Give everything up and just surrender to me. And so Sukadev, he's offering obeisance again and again and serving Krishna with his intelligence. Vichakshana is the word in this verse, the highly intellectual. So we have to use our intelligence how to surrender to Krishna. Take advantage of his kind offer. Here. Okay, so verse 17, we will also chant. Tapasvino dana parayashashvino Svinodana parayashashvino Manasvino manta vida samangalaha. Sino mancha vida samangalaha. Shemam navindanti vinayarapana.
Shemam
Shavindanti
navinanti
vinayarapana.
vinayarapanam.
Tasmai Sirvajasha se namo namaha.
Tasmai Shubhadra Shavase Namo.
Let me offer my respectful obeisance unto the all auspicious Lord Shri Krishna again and again, because the great learned sages, the great performers of charity, the great workers of distinction, the great philosophers and mystics, the great chanters of the Vedic hymns, and the great followers of Vedic principles cannot achieve any fruitful result without dedication of such great qualities to the service of the Lord. So, tapasvino, there are many ascetics doing austerities. This is, of course, mostly in India. There are in America too. Tapasvino, danapara, there are people who are giving charity, but unless they do it in relation to Krishna, then the result will not be there. The result, the person, they will come back here to this world of birth and death. They may get a better birth if you give in charity. You will not be poor. If you make a hospital, you may not be sick in this life. If you give to the educational institution, you may be educated in your next life, be a PhD. So yes, but you will have to come back here and suffer again. So it's not very happy position. Manasvino means the philosophers, high thinkers, great thinkers. Yeah. uh, oh, who was it? Was giving a class. Oh, it was, I can't remember his name, from Australia. Ah, well, his name escapes me. One sannyasi from Australia, New Zealand. Yeah. So Devam, thank you, Devamrit Swami. He said he went to the university and when he met the professors, they were asking, what do you want to study here, for his bachelor's? And I think it was Harvard or some big university. Yale, was it? Yale. Then he said, I want to find out how I can solve the problems of the world. And his professor said, okay, it's not science, it's not art, it's the arts. So they made a special program from him. They said, okay, you can choose whatever you want, any subject, and we'll just give you a degree in something. So he did that. And they said to him before they went out, let us know if you find it. If you find how to solve the problems of the world. So he did it, and he didn't find how to solve the problems of the world. He went through all the subjects, and so after he came out, he met Prabhupada, and Prabhupada, he understood how to solve the problems of the world. But Prabhupada chastised him, I think, in a lecture. He chastised him that, why do you think you're so great? I mean, not personally, but in the lecture. Or maybe personally, I can't remember exactly the story. But he got chastised for thinking that he could solve the problems of the world. And no, Krishna can. And he understood. Then, I'm an instrument. He understood. I can't do it. I can't solve the problems of the world. But Krishna can. So, and you can do that if you take what you know and give it to Krishna. So, we need to engage people according to their abilities. We can, we don't have to say, give up your education. You can use it in preaching Krishna consciousness. You can use everything in Krishna consciousness. There's one devotee, they have every year the youth of Alachua. They go on all over America and Mexico and Canada. And he drives the truck. He's a truck driver, so he drives them everywhere. And he engages that in Krishna service. So, but there is one lady in New York, and she was a very like a street lady almost. But she would have beautiful jewelry. So my god sister would go and buy jewelry for the deities in Vrindavan from this lady. And one time she showed a picture of Krishna Balaram wearing her jewelry. And the lady was so fascinated. She said, oh, such a beautiful boys. And, and she said, yeah, they came here 5,000 years ago. And the devotee, and she said, devotee said, oh, the lady said, how come everybody still knows about them? And so, and then the devotee said, they killed all the mafia of their village. She got it. She got it. So yeah, you preach according to the, so she gave some donation of jewelry also after that to the deities. So well, those boys are so beautiful. They're really cute. So, Jai. Yeah, so yeah, we preach according. Yeah, I don't know. I heard you're preaching today in Kensington. I don't know if you, you can help those people in any way, except Prasadam and Kirtan. Yes, that is Prabhupada's medicine. I don't think we can engage them in their occupation, but because they don't really have an occupation. Yeah, mode of ignorance is basically, you can't, very hard to engage people. So yes, we may have so many abilities, we have so many gifts from Krishna, but we can use it in his service. So I was talking yesterday that, you know, sometimes we cannot access our faith. We have faith, we have hope, but hard to apply it, how to get in touch with it. And so His Holiness Satchidananda Swami has given 3 ways that we can improve our faith, bridge the gap between our belief and our realization. And he said, first of all, you improve your practice, your sadhana. And second of all, don't do it mechanically. Pray for bhakti with taste. And so that's to become, we don't want to be a mechanical instrument. You push the button and we start going, chanting, okay, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Push the button, off button, and we're done. Not like that. We want to be a very intelligent and receptive instrument for Krishna. Second, we should pray for bhakti with taste. And third, we should take a risk for Krishna. That means do something out of your comfort zone for Krishna. Yes. So I'll stop here if there's any questions, comments. We can answer that now. Oh, yeah, which one? Okay, Tom. Wait, there's too much noise. Wait, hold on, because I only have one ear, so I can only hear one thing at a time. That's what I'm hearing now. And after that, I'll listen to you. This ear is not working. This ear is working. I hear that. And all that. Okay. Yes.
So I was going to defend you in your conversation with your son.
Oh, yeah.
Prayer.
Yeah.
I just read his first word in the third canto of the Bhagavatam. Where Prabhupada says, if we pray to the Supreme Lord in every transaction.
Okay, I want to repeat this because maybe they can't hear you online. So to defend my conversation with my son about prayer, if we pray to the Supreme Lord in every transaction,
done very nicely,
everything will be done very nicely
desire of one's heart.
and suitable to the desire of one's heart. Okay, that's nice. But we still have to work. That's his point. You can't just pray. That was his point was, you think you can just pray and everything's going to happen, and you know, he tells me. I said, I'm not saying that. You're saying that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, it's not our philosophy that we pray, sit down and pray, and everything's going to happen. No, we do have to work too. We do have to endeavor. There's 2 philosophies, and Christianity, I think, was debating this philosophy I can't remember, there's a name, the name comes to me, Thomas Aquinas, and I don't remember which one he believed. But we also have that in our theology, that there's two kinds of ways you can go to God. One is by the monk holding on to the mother like a monkey, and the other is by the mother holds you in her mouth like mother cat. So the mother cat is like you just get the mercy and they just take care of everything. Mother cat just takes you here and there. And we do have that. We do depend on mercy. But at the same time, the monkeys in Vrindavan, you can see, they jump up, the little baby is holding on tight. And the monkey jumps up the wall. They go up walls, actually. And this little baby is holding on for dear life. So we have to do that too. We have to hold, mercy's coming, we have to grab it. We have to hold on to it. And we have to endeavor. So I think I'll tell that to my son next time. We have to be like monkeys. He'll like that. Yeah, okay, you have a question?
Thank you for a very nice class. In the very beginning, you mentioned about being a puppet for Krishna.
Yeah, Prabhupada said, yeah.
And if you're not a puppet for Krishna, you'll have to be a puppet for something else.
Yeah, if you're, you should be a puppet for Krishna, otherwise somebody else will be a puppet for.
So oftentimes we hear people say, well, why do I have to be a puppet for somebody else? I'll be my own puppeteer. I don't have to be a puppet for somebody else. Why can't I be independent in my own person?
Yes, you can do that, but can you stop death? If you can stop death, okay, then you're in control. Can you stop old age? Can you stop disease? Yeah, I guess the Vaishya could say that, you know, they don't work for anybody, but they do work for their family, for their senses. Yeah, you're a puppet of your senses. They're in control of you. You don't have control. Your senses got you. And they'll have to agree. Yeah. Do you drink? Do you smoke? Do you have illicit sex? Your senses got you. You're a puppet. You're a puppet to your senses. They're like snakes. And nobody's free here. Nobody's independent. Nobody can say they're independent. Everybody's controlled. Controlled by the weather. You don't take an umbrella when you go out? Oh, here's what Prabhupada said. What was it? Somebody was saying like that. I'm not afraid of death. So Prabhupada said, so when you cross the street, do you cross on the red light or do you cross on the green light? Cross on the red light, then you're not afraid of death. Very simple, defeating that argument. I'm not afraid of death. You cross the road on the red light. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, I'll just tell you. I'll give an example from my own life. Here I am, I'm an old lady. I'm traveling the world alone. And sometimes I get into situations where there's no way that I can help myself. So it happened some years ago, it must have been 10 years ago, or maybe more. I landed in Gatwick Airport. Actually, there's two, I'll give you two examples. So I landed in London Gatwick Airport, 2.5 hours from the temple, but I was staying at somebody's house 2.5 hours away. I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't know which train to take. So I just asked some stranger, okay, here's where I have to go. What train do I take? And they told me. And then I borrowed somebody's phone and I called the person to pick me up. Okay, I'm going to arrive this time on this train. And so, okay, I did it. Somehow I had to change trains. People helped me. And I got off the train and nobody was there. And it was 10:30 at night. And there were these huge stairs. And I had this big suitcase and a small suitcase and a heavy purse. I said, no way I'm going up those stairs and down. And the person on the other side had back problems. So they couldn't come and help me. So there I went. I went outside the train. Nobody got off with me on my car. And then all of a sudden, two young boys came. One was black and one was white. And they came up to me and they said, "Can we help you with your luggage?" Yeah. And then I got to the other side and I went to the house where I was staying, and she had Krishna Balaram deities. And so I think they kind of sent someone to remind me that, oh, don't worry, we got it covered, got you covered. Another time that was very amazing. Another time it happened, the Krishna gave me the intelligence what to do. And this was before I was experienced in traveling. Now I get the phone number of the person picking me up and the name, and I have a cell phone. Before I didn't have, and I travel with money. I had no money. I had no cell phone. I arrived in Toronto airport and there was nobody to pick me up. Somebody was supposed to be there. And I tried to, and I didn't have the address of the temple. I didn't have the phone number of the temple. I got a phone book. I tried to find it, wasn't there. I don't know what to do. So then I heard somebody making an announcement on the loudspeaker to meet their party at a certain place. So I got the bright idea. I said, okay. And then they made an announcement for me. Will the Hare Krishna devotee please come to the information counter? So after a few minutes, the sleepy looking brahmachari came over. Sorry, Mataji, I didn't see you when you came out. Yeah, Krishna gives you the intelligence. So, I didn't have a clue what, money, no phone number, what, now what? Because I could get a taxi, but where to? I didn't know where to, I didn't have the address. Now after that, I go prepared with a phone number and person. And some money, some change, so I can, get a taxi. But yeah, and everything I come. But that's taking a risk, and Krishna reciprocates. So my risk is to travel in this old age alone. Anything can happen, while I'm traveling, who knows? Anything could happen, but Krishna is protecting me and helping me. People do help. Yeah, one example was I went for a meeting in Mayapur, and I came off the plane. Again, I was alone, and I didn't have a big luggage. I had, but I still had 2 suitcases. And a funny thing, I met Burijan Prabhu. He was on the same plane as I was, and he had a very healthy servant helping him, and he had the servant help me instead. Yeah, and but I think there are a lot of people with him, and I didn't have prasad. He gave me this huge bag of prasad. I said, I don't need, just no. You have to take the whole bag if you want. It's like, okay, Krishna, all the sweets and savories. It's like, all right, you're there. I know. I see you. Krishna takes care. If you take a risk, yeah. So I guess it's kind of a risk today going on that prasad distribution. I don't know, but I guess it's okay. You're covered by Krishna. Yeah, that's kind of a risk for Krishna. But I guess these guys are too much in ignorance to do anything crazy. Yeah, they're too doped that they can't really do anything. Yeah.
We go in the morning also.
Oh, you go in the morning. Ah, okay. Night might be dangerous. You go in the morning. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. We got lots. Okay. Next. Yeah.
You mentioned, you said when Srila Prabhupada said that we should see the deities one time and go back to Godhead.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's practice. It's good to practice. He didn't say one time. He just said, "See the deities."
I was gonna say, does that kind of refer back to like we were talking about Radhakund and like Vrindavan in the heart? Like, is that the kind of vision that?
No, he didn't mean that. He just said, you come and look, sit down in front, and you think, oh, Krishna's dressed so nicely. That's what he said. That's not Radhakund, though. It's not like that darshan. That's a different darshan. That darshan you can get here also. It's like you can really see Krishna. If he reveals himself to you, he can reveal himself to you. And you understand, oh, it's Krishna. When you're a pujari, that happens sometimes. Oh, I'll be addressing the deities, and I'll think, how to put the jewelry, and then I see it already on him. I said, okay, I'll just put it where I see it. Yeah, yeah, pujaris get that sometimes. Yeah, okay, you have a question?
Yeah. Thank you, Vansi, for the wonderful class. I was like at the end you said do not do service or sadhana mechanically.
Mechanically.
Yeah, do it with taste. But since my childhood, like my parents, they have been pushing me to do Krishna consciousness.
Oh, you're second generation?
Yeah.
Oh, that's complicated position.
But then after sometimes I developed taste for Krishna
Yeah,
consciousness.
that's good.
And also that I have there is an English proverb that fake it till you make it.
Pardon me?
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make. Yeah, that was your question yesterday. All right. Yeah, it doesn't always work that way. It's lucky, but yes, it does work because sometimes So my son doesn't like to chant because in Gurukul there was the punishment. If you did something wrong, your punishment was to chant. So he thinks, oh, it's my punishment to chant. So that wasn't a good idea. The Gurukul. I mean, they were thinking, oh, he'll get purified. They'll get purified if they chant. So anyway, yeah. So that's not good to force anybody. And there's one Gurukuli, perhaps you know, Vishwambar from the Mayapuris. He was asked, how come you're still around? Because so many Gurukulis, they left the second generation. They're not into Krishna consciousness. He said, because my mother made it fun for me. That's why I'm still here. So any parents who are listening, you can try that. And don't force too much. But it's different because it's your culture also. And you're born a Vaishnava, it sounds like to me. I mean, you're in a Vaishnava family or, yeah. So that's a little bit different. Okay, and yes, a question?
If someone is finding themselves in the finish point where they're not inspired because a lot of people down, they kind of like let go, like just let go of the life for let go of the, like how do you help someone recover from that when they're just not is there a the life just kind of the material world just kind of kept banging on them for a long time and just like just let go. I mean, what's doing very good.
Let go means what?
Let go of like spiritual activity and just feeling uninspired.
Oh, they let go of the spiritual activity.
Yeah, just let go of that desire.
Let go of the desire, yeah. Well, Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita in chapter 10, verse 9, the way to get desire is to do the principles of bhakti yoga. So he gives first he says, always think of Krishna. If you can't do that, practice bhakti yoga. Do that. And by practicing bhakti yoga, you will get a desire to attain me. That's how you get the desire. By doing service, they need to at least, but he says, if you can't do that, that's okay. You help the devotees. Do something to help the devotees. So maybe they can't follow. I mean, bhakti, not everybody in the world is going to be able to follow the principles of bhakti yoga. So yes, I gave a lecture, that was the last Bhagavatam class, was about, okay, you have your life, surrender your life. If you can't give that, okay, give a donation. You have some money, give a donation. If you can't do that, give your intelligence. You can organize something. Can't do that, give your words. And so that's one thing we have that doesn't cost anything. And that they can chant, you can and bring them to kirtan. Kirtan is not a problem for most people. Let them, and prasadam is, you can also eat your way back to Godhead, Prabhupada has said. Um, when I was in a teaching Bhakti Shastri, there was this one old man in Vrindavan, Dadu, we used to call him, he's not alive now, Dadu. He was a voracious eater at 80 years old. He could eat anything. And so I was asking the devotees in the class, so what brought you to, what is your favorite of the 9 processes? A lot of people said, oh, I like kirtan, or I like to hear, or I like this. He said, prasada sevanam. Prabhupada did say that also, that you can eat your way back to Godhead. But yes, it's probably, you might have to take another birth. I don't know. There are stories of many devotees, many gurukulis actually, it was, somebody they found out their previous life, you can go back, people can take you back. And like 9 out of 12 of them had just gotten prasadam previous life. And they became born in devotee family this life. So isn't that interesting? The prasadam is more powerful than we know. There's so many stories about prasadam. They can eat, they can do kirtan if there's any service. So if you can't follow the principles, that's all right. And that's what varnashram is supposed to be for, these people who cannot follow. They can do their work for Krishna and give some donation, and that purifies the work. Let them, give a donation for Krishna. Okay, so we did talk about Vacha, But in Gita, it's very interesting, Krishna. But then he says, if you can't help the devotees, you can't be Krishna conscious, do some pious activities, give food to the poor, do something pious. At least your next life, you'll have a better chance to advance, he said. So that's Gita, 12th chapter, 12th chapter, verses 8 to 12, 12th chapter. Okay, any other questions?
Let me see online.
Online, okay, any online questions?
Hare Krishna devotees that are with us on Zoom, please speak
Hare
if you.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Mother, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for a very, very nice class. I would like to take note of the last 3 things that you said that the Buddha should do just before you ask for questions. And the last one I remember is that you said that we should work out of our comfort zone for Krishna. What were the other 2 that you said we should do?
Just a second.
Sorry, Prabhu, Parikshit, we're trying to turn the volume up and we turned you off.
Okay. I can repeat. Should I repeat the question?
Yes, please, Prabhu.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances on today. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. It's clear now?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much for a very, very nice class. There's so many points that I picked from. Just before you opened up for questions, there were 3 things that you said the devotees should do. And I didn't catch all of them. The one I caught was we should work out of our comfort zone for Krishna. That I got. What were the other 2? What were the other 2?
Improve your sadhana.
Okay.
That's number 1. Improve your sadhana. And the other one, second one, is to pray for bhakti with taste.
Okay.
Okay?
Pray for bhakti with taste.
With taste.
Okay. Improve the sadhana and then work out of our comfort zone. Okay. Thank you very much.
And pray for bhakti with taste.
Okay, thank you.
And take a risk for Krishna, basically. Was the last one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, any online, more online questions?
Thank you, Parikshit, Prabhu. Any other devotees online?
Thank you, Prabhu. It was thank you, Mataji. It was a wonderful class. Very, very inspiring. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you for the very sweet class, Mataji. I love like everything you said today. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, so this is the first half of the seminar. Monday morning will be the second of the seminar on Sukadev's prayers.
Okay, so please join us. We'll be here in the temple room, and also on Zoom if you're unable to make it to the temple room on Monday morning. Please tune in at 7:50. If you don't have the Zoom connection, it's in our newsletter, but let me know and I can get it to you. If anybody needs it.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah.
Right, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
And, also, you're going to speak tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to speak tonight at 5:30.
5:30,
Gita class.
Bhagavad Gita.
Mhm.
And then tomorrow for Sunday Feast class.
Sunday
you're
Feast.
Speaking. Also Tuesday night for Ram Nomi.
Ram Nomi. And Monday morning, we'll finish the seminar.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Vipassindabhya Vichar.
Yeah.
Pitanam Devya.
Vaishnavi,
Namo